How are you all doing? Happy Monday to you all. Please like as a comment. I really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, my name is Wemimo and happy Monday, also known as that mom of five. Please like as a comment. This is your first time. Hello and welcome. Really appreciate your presence here. Please do not hesitate to subscribe. So we're going to be speaking about Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan as she appeared in court today. So you guys all know what has been happening since Senator Natasha was being sued by the federal government. So the federal government is actually doing a case with Senator Natasha when it was actually involving with Senator Akpabio and a lot of people. Like, obviously, she came out to allege that she was actually harassed, and from henceforth, everything just started to go downwards for her. So obviously, this kind of like it's made me kind of like realize that women are not safe in Nigeria, regardless. And people have been like, "Oh, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence?" Like I said, when sexual harassment happens, it happens in a variety of ways. You cannot always get evidences. And if you find someone who says she was harassed and they have evidence, it was definitely a premeditated incident. Maybe they knew that was going to happen and they decided to set a camera or something, or maybe they instigated it, or they act towards, or they contributed to why that person went on to harass them. We're not there, but like I said, we need to start believing people, or even if we don't believe them, create room for investigation. All Senator Natasha asked for was that investigation should be carried out, and that's all she asked for. Okay, that was all she asked for. Anyway, I'm going to share my screen with you now. She was at the court today. Okay, let me share my screen with you so we can read the news from People Gazette. I saw that news on People's Gazette like a few hours ago. So as you can see, Akpabio, Natasha Akpoti granted bail on personal recognizance. So the judge granted the defendant's bail application on personal recognizance and adjourned the case until 22nd of September for a year. So she was at court today, and the case has been forwarded again. The case has been they've moved it again to September. So let's read what the story is about. So the story says that Justice Muhammad Umar of the Federal High Court, Abuja Division, has granted Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan bail in a 6-count charge filed by the federal government over an alleged defamation case. And who did she defame? Allegedly, she defamed Senator Akpabio. And I want to understand why the federal government is actually the one suing her, because like I said from my other videos that, good morning, Tough Luck, how are you? As I said from my other previous videos that I've made in regards to this case, is that the case involves Senator Akpabio. Both Senator Natasha and Senator Akpabio work for the same government, work in the same office to be precise. So if Akpabio is being given such chance to enjoy the benefit of being a Senate member, why is Senator Natasha not given such benefit of being a Senate member as well? They both work for the same cause. They work for the same government. They work at the same office. They sit down together to, to make rules, to make laws that govern Nigeria. So why is now the federal government now solely fighting on behalf of Akpabio? You guys don't forget that Senator Akpabio's wife already filed a lawsuit against Senator Natasha as well. So, like I said, this case is kind of like, it's disheartening that this is happening in Nigeria. Even if there's proper evidence of RAPE in Nigeria, even if there's proper evidence, they will still ask you to go and bring evidence. They will still go and ask you to bring evidence. Even in the case whereby they saw evidence of person with by person, where they see BLOOD for the person, they will still ask you to go and bring evidence that this person actually by that person. So, like I said, this seems like a one-sided case. In my own opinion, Akpabio should have just stand on his own with this case. It's got nothing to do with federal government. But like I said, both of them work for the same government. They work in the House of Senate, they are colleagues. So if Akpabio is being awarded such benefits that the government is actually suing Senator Natasha for him, then maybe both federal government can counter-sue federal government, federal government versus federal government, because Natasha, they work with federal government. Akpabio, they work with federal government. At the end of the day, what Senator Natasha is complaining about is affecting her ability to work for the people of Kogi that she's representing. If somebody goes to work and they're saying that the attitude and behavior of this person is actually impacting my ability to carry out the work I'm here for, then you'd want to investigate the case. But no, the case was, they just did the case, shabala. Anyway, they ended up in court, and yes, Senator Natasha made a lot of allegations. She alleged that, Senator Akpabio and Yaya Bello and one other person were planning to assassinate her, allegedly. And she said when she was being interviewed by Kunle Sheung, actually, she said she has evidence. People have been asking her, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? She said, let's go to court. Social media is not the court of where they bring evidence. So I'm hoping that she will have a day in court where she'll be able to tender all of these evidences. So according to People's Gazette here, the court delivered its decision today following the judge review of the affidavits and exhibit presented by the defense lead counsel, Roland Otaro, in support of the defendant's bail application. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago, when she was at court, she was granted, was it 50 million naira bail? I don't know where they get that money for, but I know when they are talking about 50 million naira bill, nobody say that they collect the 50 million naira bill. I'm sure you all know that, okay? During Akpoti Uduaghan, to which she reported that she was not guilty of all the charges, the defense counsel then informed the court that a bail application filed on June 20th had been submitted and pleaded with the court to consider it, adding that the defendant was not a flight. And I don't understand why there's the same two cases in two different courts. So let's say, for example, this cybercrime case now is in one court, and then another court has the same case as well. It's like they are doing all they could to make sure that this woman goes down. Like, it just doesn't make sense. How can you be filing the same case in multiple courts at the same time? It just doesn't make sense to me. But, you know, people in politics, I don't do politics, I don't know politics, so I will never understand it. So the defense counsel then informed the court that a bail application filed on the 20th of June had been submitted and pleaded with the court to consider it, adding that the defendant was not a flight risk. The prosecution counsel, MB Abubakar, did not oppose the defense motion for bail, informing the court that they had left the issue of bail to the court's discretion. Concerning the bail application, the judge said the offense was bailable and ruled that after reviewing the defendant's motion and considering the oral submissions by the lead counsel, they have taken into account that the defendant is a serving senator. The judge granted the defendant's bail application on personal recognizance and adjourned the case until September 2022 for a hearing. So as you guys could see there, that's the news from their court again today. So it's for I think based on the news I saw, it was based on cyber bullying. And also, I think I found something on Instagram as well, which I've saved. Let me share my screen with you guys. Please like this live stream. This was a post from Senator Natasha actually on Sunday. She posted this that me preparing my look for the second federal government's Nigeria case against me, filed on behalf of Senator Godswill Akpabio. So obviously, this was a post she posted yesterday saying that me preparing my look for the second federal government of Nigeria's case against me, filed on behalf of Senator Godswill Akpabio and ex-governor Yahaya Bello, coming up tomorrow, the 30th of June, which is today, and we've just done that. And Adeola Fire, we can say Adeola Fire won't comment. They love it. This injustice will not be sustained. In a way, Ngbeke has now listed Adeola Fire as some of the people that Senator Natasha has allegedly paid. So this was Senator Natasha, at the court this morning with her husband. So like I said, the case has been adjourned because she has been able to prove that she's not a flight risk. Okay, so and they said that the case is a bailable offense, so there's no need to keep her. Obviously, I was on Ngbeke's page on Facebook, and she's still bad mouthing us. Like I said, guys, I don't have the brain whatever to read any post on her page. Is the insults, is the downgrading of people. She's just like, oh, how come Professor Natasha did not have all the people that followed her the first time? I remember the first time that Senator Natasha went to court last week or 2 weeks ago, she had a lot of support. A lot of people were at court for her. So Mbeke has taken to her Facebook page to start saying, where are all the people that were with her at court the first time? Where are they? Is this her being solemn now? Is this her calming down now? She was making it sound like as if that, okay, maybe she's starting to Abby said she was never in custody, so I don't understand the terminology. No, she was not in custody. No, she was not in custody. So this is another case, actually. Like I said, the case that's been filed against her, they actually filed those cases in multiple courts. It's the same case. Like, say, for example, now, this cybercrime case now, it was filed in like multiple courts. And I don't see the need for filing one case in multiple courts. So it doesn't make sense. So as it is, she was at court today, and it has been, obviously, the case has been adjourned, and they said it's a bailable case. So that's pretty much the update there. Like, I was just updating you guys on what Mbeke has been doing on Facebook. Mbeke has been going on Facebook saying, where's all the support she had the last time? Where is all the support? Where are all the people supporting her? Is this like is she starting to regret her actions now? Blah, blah, blah. Jenergy said this is clear intimidation. Absolutely, it is clearly intimidation. Like I said, why is federal government suing Senator Natasha? Because at the end of the day, Natasha and Akpabio work for the same federal government. They work in the same House of Senate. They do the same thing. So why is Akpabio being accorded the benefits of a House of Senate member when Natasha cannot have the same? Is it because she's already been suspended? Because at the end of the day, they both work for the same government. So let federal governments counter-sue federal governments. Because this lady has come out to say she's finding a place of work not conducive enough for her to be able to work for the people she's there for. She's there for the people of Kogi. So if that environment is not conducive for her in order to carry out the reason why she's there, then it has to be investigated. So they've not investigated that. That means that they really don't want her there. They really don't want her to work for our people. Because like I said, this is not a case that federal government will now take upon her. If federal government wants to do the case right, they should be countersuing each other. Let federal government versus federal government, Abi. Because at the end of the day, both of them work for the same government. Both of them work for the same government. Geneji said, how is it even legal to file? Exactly. It just doesn't make sense. I think they're trying all they could, to make sure she's behind bars. That's what they're trying to do. Because at the end of the day, when they were in court about a week and a half ago, our lawyer was like, come, what other court are you talking about? That she's not due to come to court till Thursday. Why are you saying there's another case? And there was there that he was told that, come, there's another case. This particular case is in another court. Lawyer had to run there, blah, blah, blah. It just doesn't make sense to me. For me, this is a waste of resources that could be well spent somewhere else. And they're making, wishing to waste time, waste money, and all of that. It's just so disheartening that this is happening. And like I said, there's a video I'm going to be dropping maybe sometimes this week where we're talking about how abuse of power and how a certain lecturer who SA an 18-year-old, okay, who said that, women in Nigeria will not report it. Come now, a woman who is a Senate member has reported that she was being sexually harassed, and look at how they are making a caricature of the case. Look at how they are making a caricature of the case. And there are multiple other stories of women being, harassed. And, like I said earlier, that even if it is obvious, even though it is obviously clear that this thing has been done to this person, people will still go and say, bring proof. If it was clear that camera or people could see person where they catch person booby, they will still go and say, go and bring evidence. Like, I don't know the way forward for Nigeria. I don't know what the way forward for Nigeria. Janet G said, are they open that if one judge can't be bribed, the other one can? I think that's what they are doing. Yeah, hello, Ifeoma said, may Mbeke go through more than what Natasha. Amen. The amen is like, I say the amen with the whole of my mouth, because like I said, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Like somebody who was declared wanted, they are now listing that person as a witness. What about our own case? The case that that the government has on her before she fled. Why are they not getting her banged up and get the case started? But you know what? Anyway, guys, that's that update on Senator Natasha that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, like I said, I found a video of Aisha Yesufu. She has something to say, and I'm going to pop the video of Aisha Yesufu here so you guys can listen to what she has to say. All right.
Reacts to this judge coming from the FCT High Court?
Well, I think that the FCT High Court has been fair in the fact that they gave her bail on self-recognizance. But I also believe that the court should also
the Federal High Court.
The Federal High Court should also, be firm on the fact that its time is being wasted. You look at it, this is a case of federal intimidation being allowed to happen. The other day, literally almost similar case was filed at another court that where it had. And it goes to show that there is institutions that are allowing themselves to be used as tool of oppression. The one thing that we should worry all of us is the fact that the case that had to do with fighting for justice, for someone's justice, where injustice has happened, was postponed. But the ones where oppression is supposed to go on were allowed to happen. But as we see, it's what it's supposed to be. Let them be, giving her bail of self-recognition, where I expect the court to even strike it out, and not only that, to call on the federal government that we have so many things that are happening in the country, and it does not have the time, the resources to be wasted on the fact that there are two senators who have problems with each other. They're big enough to take care of themselves. There are a lot of people on Nigerian masses who do not have anyone speaking for them. There are a lot of cases out there that people have been willing to appear before the court. They haven't appeared before, but we have certain people who are using their offices and certain institutions being willing tool of oppression for this thing to happen. It's just waste of the nation's time at a time when we should be focused on saving lives. People are dying all over the country, but we are here wasting the resources that we do not have to waste the court's time that they have a lot of cases that they're supposed to do. At the end of the day, I think the judiciary should wake up and do no longer allow itself to be used by politicians who believe because they are in office, they can do whatever it is that they want to do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.